In the dead of night, under the creaking beams of our Cotswolds cottage, my wife's whispered words shattered my world. "Oh, Sparrow," she murmured in her sleep, a tender pet name I'd never heard, because it wasn't meant for me. That single moment, soft as a sigh, unraveled 10 years of love and trust, revealing a secret that would change everything. The rain pattered against the leaded windows of our cottage in Chipping Norton, a stone-clad haven nestled in the heart of the Cotswolds. It was past midnight, the kind of autumn night where the air smelled of wet leaves and wood smoke. Tom lay awake, the duvet tangled around his legs, listening to the rhythmic breathing of his wife, Emma, beside him. Their bedroom, with its low oak beams and faded floral wallpaper, had always felt like a sanctuary, a place where they'd whispered dreams of growing old together. But tonight, her sleep-talked words pierced that illusion. "Sparrow," she murmured, her voice soft, intimate, laced with a smile Tom didn't recognize. "Not yet, Sparrow." His heart stopped. He wasn't Sparrow. He was just Tom, her husband of 10 years, father to their 6-year-old daughter, Rosie. Tom and Emma had built a life in this village, drawn to its cobbled streets, ancient pubs, and the quiet rhythm of rural England. They'd met at a bookshop in Oxford, where Emma, with her chestnut curls and quick wit, had teased Tom for buying a dog-eared copy of Wuthering Heights. Their love had grown fast. Picnics by the River Windrush, evenings at the King's Arms with pints of bitter, Rosie's birth in a nearby hospital, her tiny hand gripping Tom's finger. He ran a small carpentry business, crafting bespoke furniture in a shed behind the cottage, while Emma taught art at the village school, her paintings of the Cotswolds' rolling hills adorning their walls. Their life wasn't perfect. Money was tight, the cottage needed repairs, but it was theirs, rooted in love, or so Tom thought. The pet name gnawed at him. Emma had never been one for sleep-talking, not in all their years together. He lay still, staring at the ceiling's shadowed beams, his mind racing. Sparrow. It was tender, specific, not a casual slip. The next morning, over tea and toast, he watched her closely, her easy smile as she buttered Rosie's bread, her hum as she watered the geraniums on the windowsill. "Good sleep?" he asked, his voice tight. She nodded, oblivious, her eyes bright. "Dreamt of painting by the river," she said. But Tom knew better. The lie, even if unspoken, hung between them. He couldn't let it go. That evening, while Emma was at a supposed art club meeting, Tom rifled through her things, guilt twisting his gut. In her satchel, tucked beneath sketch pads, he found a notebook. Not her usual diary, but something new, its pages filled with her slanted script. One entry, dated a week ago, stopped him cold. "Jasper called me his muse today, by the bridge. Sparrow, he says, because I make his heart take flight. I should stop, but I can't. Jasper." The name hit like a stone. Jasper Reed, the charismatic history teacher who joined the school last term, always lingering at village fetes, his laugh too loud, his glances too long. Tom had dismissed it as charm, nothing more. Now, the truth burned. The signs flooded back. Emma's late nights at school, her new perfume, the way she'd blush when Jasper joined them at the pub, claiming it was just village gossip that made her shy. Tom had trusted her, his love blinding him to the cracks. He thought of Rosie, her gap-toothed grin as she chased butterflies in the garden, her trust in her mummy and daddy unshaken. How could Emma risk that for stolen moments with a man who called her Sparrow? When Emma returned, her cheeks flushed from the chilly night, Tom was waiting in the kitchen, the notebook open on the table. The kettle's whistle filled the silence as she froze, her eyes locking on the pages. "Tom," she whispered, her voice breaking. "It's not what you think." But it was. He didn't shout, though his hands trembled. "Sparrow," he said, the word bitter on his tongue. That's what you call him in your sleep. Her face crumpled, tears spilling as she sank into a chair. It was a mistake, she sobbed. Jasper. He saw me, Tom. I felt alive again. But I love you. I love Rosie. The words were a plea, but they couldn't erase the betrayal. Tom's world tilted. He thought of their life, the Sunday roasts, the walks to the village green, the way Emma's hand fit in his. Jasper, with his tweed jackets and easy charm, had stolen that. Tom sent her to the guest room, needing space to breathe. He didn't sleep, the cottage's creaks mocking him. By morning, he confronted Jasper at the school, away from prying eyes. The man's confidence faltered, his excuses weak. It just happened, Jasper said, avoiding Tom's gaze. I'll back off. Tom's fists clenched, but he walked away, knowing a fight wouldn't heal the wound. Emma begged for forgiveness, promising to cut ties, to try counseling. Tom agreed, not for her but for Rosie, whose laughter still lit the cottage. He moved through the days numbly, fixing furniture, reading to Rosie, avoiding Emma's tearful glances. The village whispered. Gossip spread fast in Chipping Norton, but Tom ignored it, focusing on his daughter's smile. One evening, as he tucked Rosie into bed, she asked, "Why's Mummy sad?" Tom kissed her forehead, his heart aching. "We're figuring it out, love," he said, hoping it was true. Weeks later, under the Cotswolds' starry sky, Tom stood in the garden, the air sharp with frost. Emma's geraniums, stubborn against the cold, glowed faintly. He didn't know if trust could regrow, if love could mend. But he saw Rosie's drawings on the fridge, Emma's paintings on the walls, and felt a flicker of hope, a fragile root in broken soil. The pet name had shattered him, but maybe, in time, they could rebuild something new. For now, he'd hold on, one day at a time, in the quiet heart of their village.